Oh my God, I didn't even see you there. Just kidding, I totally saw you there because you're a camera that I set up on a tripod to record me pretending like I didn't see you, but just go with it, okay? Because I've always wanted to do this, all right? Oh my God, I didn't even see you there. I was just researching on my computer, as I do as a YouTuber who shares a lot of life hacks and cleaning hacks. I like to research what the newest and the best are, but I find consistently when it comes to cleaning hacks, there are some that people just share over and over and over again that I see people just raving about on Reddit and blogs, and so they really are the tried and true cleaning hacks that people have been using and they love to share. And so I thought it'd be fun today to round up, as somebody who just researches hacks all the time, what I find to be the most popular, most shared cleaning hacks that I just see over and over and over again. Most of these are ones that I've tried and I love and I use. A few of them are new ones and we're gonna try them out together. Let's do this. Let's start in the kitchen because if you're like me, you're cleaning this bad boy about, I don't know, 20 times a day? 30? Is that an exaggeration? I'm not sure, but it seems accurate. Anyways, we're gonna start with a hack that I have never personally tried myself, but I have seen so many times shared on the internet as I'm searching hacks, and that is putting press and seal in your refrigerator. Let's do this. So basically what this hack says is you can put press and seal like saran wrap down on your fridge shelves, and then this way when you get any spills or any messes, you can just pull it up and then replace it to keep your fridge cleaner. I found this hack did not work. I don't know if I was doing it wrong. The first time my press and seal would not press down, and I use press and seal a lot. I thought maybe there was so much condensation, so I went in and I dried it. No matter what I did, I couldn't get press and seal to stick. And honestly, the amount of time that it took to then like dry the shelves and then get it on there anyways, even if it did stick, I'm not sure that that saved me any time versus if I had just cleaned the shelves when they got dirty. So I'm personally just gonna stick to like wiping my shelves when they get dirty because I don't find that it really takes that much time. But moving on to some hacks that I do think works, one that I saw consistently was talking about putting parchment paper down when you cook on baking trays or whatever because it's just easier cleanup. And this one kind of surprised me because I thought that this was just common knowledge, but the more I think about it, I do use a lot of parchment paper. I will almost always put it down on cooking sheets. Cookie sheets. Are they cookie sheets or cooking sheets? Anyways, I almost always put them down and my husband always kind of gives me grief about it, and I've noticed that other people sometimes comment on it when they're visiting, but this is just such an easy win. I find that things stick less. It's easier to clean up my sheets when I'm done. Quick break to tell you about the sponsor for today's video, which is BetterHelp. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service that is 100% online. Now, something that is very important to me is prioritizing my mental health. But with 4 kids plus running a business, it sometimes is one of those things that I just push to the back burner. And so I have to find ways to make time for keeping my head and my mind right that also fits in to a very busy, hectic schedule, whether it's finding 30 minutes in the morning to work out or it's winding down at the end of the day by reading instead of scrolling. It's all about finding valuable ways for me to make time for myself that don't eat away so much time that I can't make them happen. That's why I'm so grateful that BetterHelp is sponsoring this video. They make it easier to start therapy without adding more stress to your plate. You fill out a really quick questionnaire, you get matched with a therapist in as little as a couple of days, and then you can meet with them on your time from the ease of your home. If you don't like your first match, you can switch therapists easily with no additional charge. You can click the link in my description box down below or go to betterhelp.com/thatpracticalmom to get 10% off your first month. Before we move on to the next hack, I'm gonna make myself a quick iced coffee because I gotta be honest with you guys, I'm running low today. My 9-month-old had what we thought was hand, foot, mouth, turned out to be impetigo. Anyways, she's not sleeping well at all. And then last night, finally started to sleep better because she's on the mend, and my 4-year-old decided to come in at 1 o'clock in the morning and ask us if the house was gonna blow up, which it wasn't. That's fine, get her back to bed. Then the 6-year-old wakes up because he had a bad dream. It's been a rough couple of nights. So we're gonna get some coffee and then we'll keep going with these hacks. Okay, the next one that I see pretty much anytime I'm reading about any like home or cleaning hacks, and it has to do with vinegar and essentially just like the powerhouse that is vinegar. What is it about vinegar that makes it clean so well? Well, it's actually a mild acid. It's actually acidic acid. This is a mild acid that is essentially just really good at breaking down all sorts of stuff, whether it's lime scale, it's mold, it's grease, it's grime, and vinegar even neutralizes odors. So there's a million ways that you can use vinegar to clean. I have adopted pretty much all of these. The simplest and like most basic way is that I use a DIY cleaner most of the time that is a mix of water, vinegar, and usually a tiny bit of Dawn dish soap, but you don't even really need that. It is the perfect cleaner to clean basically any and all surfaces. I find it just works really well at breaking down all the dirt and grime compared to so many other cleaners that are out there, and being fairly natural. Diluted with water, it can create a streak-free shine to use on windows or on glass or on mirrors. We're going to talk a little bit more about cleaning appliances shortly, but in the kitchen, you can take a little bit of vinegar with water and heat it up in the microwave, and then you can just wipe your microwave clean, which is a really easy way to clean that. Another one for the microwave, you don't want to use vinegar, maybe you don't like the smell of it or whatever, is after you're done using a lemon, even if the juice is already squeezed out of it, throw it into a bowl with a little bit of water, and you can steam that in the microwave as well. So you're just gonna cook it long enough, microwave it long enough that the water steams up. The essential oils of the lemon are going to help break down the grease and the grime in the microwave, and then you can just wipe it all clean. And vinegar even works in the laundry. I've used it for years in my laundry to not only remove odors, but it's also a natural fabric softener as well. A lot of fabric softeners leave a residue behind on your clothing. Vinegar acts as a natural fabric softener without adding that extra residue. I usually will just add a little bit into the bleach compartment of my washing machine so that it dispenses when it's supposed to into the washing. And I find that it makes my laundry so much cleaner, and I do find that it works really well to strip odors as well as act as a natural fabric softener. Another really common cleaning hack or just rule that I saw a lot online is to don't forget to clean the things that clean. For me, the big ones here are microwaves, it's dishwashers, it's washing machines. Sometimes we forget to clean the things that are cleaning for us, but by cleaning the things that clean, we're going to make them work way more effectively. We're not going to have to work as hard to get those appliances to work for us, and it's usually a pretty small win. So let me walk you through really quick how to wash your dishwasher and how to wash your washing machine, as well as some hacks on how to clean your microwave.
Okay, first things first, we're going to clean the detergent drawer. This actually gets really gross, and I didn't know for a long time that you can actually remove it. There's usually a little release tab of some kind. Take it out, scrub it really well, soak it in some warm soapy water, whatever you got to do to get all the residue off, and then return it back. Now go ahead and wipe down the doors, wipe down the seals. So you can just use a rag or a paper towel to wipe all of the seals. These get really gross, surprisingly fast. And then you also want to clean the seal between like the rubber part and the drum. Sometimes you kind of have to pull this back to see how disgusting it's gotten in there. And then just keep on scrubbing until it's nice and clean. Now you may notice that some of your seals have mild buildup of like mold or mildew that you can't get rid of. So you can get one of these mold removing gels, and it just sits on it for a little while, and then you wipe away the mold. Next, go ahead and clean the filter. You might not know that your front loading machine has a filter. It's typically on the bottom of the machine. You're going to place a towel or shallow bowl underneath the filter, then open it up. You'll drain out the water in there, and then take out the filter and soak it in like some hot soapy water, or just scrub it really well to get out all of the junk and grossness. Now, these can get pretty gross if you've neglected them for a while. If you have not cleaned this, it's probably pretty gross. And finally, run a cleaning cycle before using it again. You can use washing machine cleaning tablets or just 1 or 2 cups of vinegar right into the drum. And once it's done, make sure to leave the machine door open to prevent any mold or mildew.
I like to clean my dishwasher at least every other month. Basically, you take everything out, you wipe down all the seals, and then all you need to do is take about a cup of vinegar, put it into the top rack of your dishwasher, and then run it as normal. And this will give your dishwasher a nice, good, thorough cleaning. While you're in the bathroom, save your old toothbrushes. I really love this one. I find especially with my kids, we oddly go through toothbrushes faster for some reason. I don't know why toddlers like chew on them. So we do kind of go through toothbrushes often, and I will save my old ones. I'll give them just a good clean, stick them in a little vinegar, and then you can use these for just like little cleaning agents all around, whether it's getting into little cracks and crevices or it's getting grout or whatever. They are just the perfect little thing to clean all of those little edges and pieces. One of the most common bathroom hacks I see when it comes to cleaning has to do with the shower, and everyone says clean the shower while you're in it. And I have adopted this hack for years. It works so well. You're already in there, the water's already running. Just give the shower a quick clean before you wash yourself. Either just like spray it down before you turn on the shower and bring a little washcloth in with you, or my favorite thing to do is have a dish wand. I fill it up with my favorite cleaner. It can literally just be a mixture of water, vinegar, and a little Dawn soap. And then you can just use the dish wand to scrub down your tile really quick. This works really great for standing showers as well as tubs. Then just shower as normal, and it's going to rinse away all of the dirt anyways. And you know, why get into the shower and clean it when you're already getting in there anyways, you know? People always talk about the timer's trick. You guys know this is one that I love and I use myself all the time because I really find that it works. And it's either just setting a 5-minute timer, a 10-minute timer, a 15-minute timer to get yourself to do some cleaning. If most of us have a space to clean and we look at it and it's really messy, most of us feel a sense of overwhelm. We don't really want to get started. We don't know where to get started. We don't know how long it's going to take, and that can sort of make us not want to start the task. But having a timer gives us a concrete start and end time. And that just makes it really easy for our brain to get going. We're like, okay, I'm just gonna work for 5 minutes. I'll do whatever I can do. And that concrete start and end time, our brain just really likes those concrete time markers. And so it makes it easier for us to get stuff done. It also is really great if you're feeling overwhelmed or you're feeling short of time, you can say, okay, I do not have time to like clean this whole house, but I can give it 10 minutes, or I can spare 15 minutes before bed, or whatever it is. You set a timer, you basically just get as much as you can get done in that timer. I use this hack all the time, even though I know the science behind it, I know why it's working. I still set timers for myself because it works, and I'm still constantly amazed in how much I can get done in a 10-minute timer. Over and over and over again, people talk about owning less stuff. And for me, I have found that this really is one of the most valuable things that you can do to make your house easier to clean. I've shared this a million times, but there are studies out there that prove that anywhere from 50 to 60% of the time that we spend cleaning our home is just tending to the stuff in our home. So if we can own less stuff and we can make that percentage shorter, then we can make cleaning our house so much easier. I did a 1,000-item declutter a couple months ago, and I'm still constantly amazed at how much easier it is to keep my house clean with less stuff in it. Even if you start with just one area, if you have a particular drawer or spot that you find is really hard to keep tidy and to keep clean, try starting with the stuff that is in it. Can you have less stuff in this space? Because it'll make it easier to manage and thus make it much easier to keep clean. Save old socks. People talk about this one a lot, or you end up with an old sock, a spare sock, and you don't know where its matches. People say keep these. They're really great for cleaning. There are a ton of different ways that you can use old mismatched socks to clean. Some people talk about putting one on the either end of tongs and using this to clean your blinds, which is actually really brilliant. Just putting them on your foot and then going along the baseboards to dust baseboards, putting them over your hands to dust or to wipe, kind of endless ways that you can use this. And I love that it's just a way to reuse something that maybe was just gonna end up in the garbage. A little mantra I saw repeated over and over again was people talking about the rule of don't put it down, put it away. And it's just this little sort of step to remind you, if you have something in your hand, a pen, instead of just putting it down, take the extra, honestly, 5 to 10 seconds to just put it away where it goes instead. I don't know what it is about our brain that just wants to put something down when it's not that much extra work to just put it where it goes. But sometimes these little mantras in our head that we can sort of repeat to ourselves just makes it easier for us to do it. So when you're holding something and you go to put it down, say to yourself, don't put it down, put it away, right? When you're taking off your jacket, when you get home, don't just put it down on the sofa, put it away on the hook or whatever. I always feel really vindicated when there's something that I've sort of just adopted myself because it made my life easier. And then as I'm reading hacks or cleaning rules that people use, people talk about them a lot. And I'm like, oh my God, yes, that's what I do too. One thing that you see people talk about a lot is to just make things easier. So a really easy example here is I keep a broom hanging next to our washer and dryer because whatever it is with the lint and the stuff coming out of the washer dryer, it's always dirty. By just putting a broom literally right there, it makes it so much more easy for me to just sweep up that mess. I shared in a recent video, we have a trash can in every upstairs bedroom because it just makes it that much easier that the trash is going to end up in the trash can. Have a laundry hamper in every bedroom or every bathroom. Have a broom on every floor or a vacuum on every floor. Whatever you can do to make things easier. If there's certain places where you notice trash accumulates or you have a hard time keeping the floors clean, how can you make it easier? Make it so easy you cannot do it. And the last one that I saw in various forms in different ways is basically you can't change a person, but you can change a layout. And so this has to do with yourself, but also maybe if you live with certain people. And this just has to do if there are certain areas of your home that always accumulate mess or they're always tidying, you probably can't change the person or the people or the routines or the habits that are happening in that space. Maybe it's because people are walking in the door and then they're piling stuff right there. How can you change the layout of that space to make it so things like that don't happen? Can you add something where you can stack shoes there? Can you add some hooks where things can hang? Can you add a shelf there where stuff can get put? If you have a spot in the kitchen where paper is always accumulating, maybe you can get a magazine rack and that's where you can file away paper. So sometimes instead of thinking about a new habit or routine screen that you need to fix your problem, can you just tweak the layout a little bit to make it so that it solves the problem for you? All right, my friends, that does it. Some of the most popular cleaning hacks that I see on the internet as somebody who reads a lot of cleaning hacks on the internet. These are the ones just shared over and over again. And honestly, what I really like about these hacks, I feel like, is they tend to be the ones that I have found shared from just like real people, because there are a lot of cleaning hacks out there that are just made to be sensationalized. Like, I feel like I saw one time somebody putting mouthwash in their toilet, and I just feel like, is that necessary, or does that, I don't know. Anyways, these are like real cleaning hacks from real people that just constantly get shared over and over and over again, and I hope that they make cleaning for you a little bit easier as well, because these are all pretty much ones that I have adopted in my life to make cleaning easier for me, except that press and seal one. I don't know what was going on there. Maybe I was doing something wrong. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. As always, thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Remember to be kind to yourself and others, and I will see you all in my next video.